Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. This is the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge webinar, and we're super excited to have you here. So today we'll be having an insightful conversation as we always do every week. And this title is One Stream of Income is a Setup, and it keeps you anxious. Like you don't want to leave at that. And to start this, I would like to share a quote with us, which says that whoever feeds you can starve you. I need you to think about it. Whoever feeds you can starve you. So think about it. Is it your job? Is it your partner? Is it your uncle? Is it your parents? Whoever. Just think about whoever you're going to put there can starve you. So as a rider to this, you want to make sure that you structure your life to live a life of options where you are in control of what comes in, what flows in. You cannot afford to live your life to chance. You have to be deliberate about your financial structure. You have to be deliberate about what you are building, because it's only when you have all of this that you can attain financial peace of mind. The reason why some persons are sick, the reason why some people have some health challenges is because of their finances. They did not plan well for it. They did not structure it well. Another reason why some people are facing what they're facing, or they're in certain situations and you're wondering, why are you still here? Why can't you leave? Is also because of their finances. For example, a recent survey has shown that most of women that have stayed in marriages or relationship with domestic violence is because they lack finances. If they had money, they would not even think about it twice. So you really don't want to put yourself at the mercy of anybody. Structure your life to live a life of options where you are in charge of the options. Do I want to take money from here or this bucket or this bucket or that bucket? But that also doesn't just happen. And that's why we're here today and we're having this conversation. And OC will be sharing with us what are the other income streams that I can develop. I know some of us have heard about multiple streams of income, and you're like, oh, I have all of these. But again, some people don't know that there's such a concept as multiple streams of struggle. So that's why we're here today. Don't worry, you're in for a good time. And we're here to break down and demystify any and everything. If we say something that is not clear, please use the chat box, type your questions there. We are here to answer all of your questions. Please be vulnerable as much as you can be happy to onboarding anything that has to do with finances. That's why we're here today. And I do hope that we are ready to have a fantastic time. So how I structured the conversation today, OC, was that I was going to share a fictional story about a person, because the story sort of mirrors what each and every one of us, wherever we are based or whatever we're facing, um, this person is facing it. So it's a fictional character, and I will share her story, and then we'll now begin to take questions that begin to address different things. Does that work, sir?
Excellent. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to talk about Tolu, and we're going to be using the Nigerian naira for the currency. I hope we don't mind. Okay.
I prefer the dollar though.
Okay, so I'll move it to dollar and I'll just make it a round figure. So Tolu earns $100,000 a month, working a 9 to 5 job in Lagos. On paper, she's doing well. All her friends are always hailing her. Oh, Odogu salary, and her family members are always looking up to her. They're saying, oh, Tolu is the one that has made it in this life. But here's what we don't know. Before the 20th of every month, Tolu is already asking for handouts. Tolu is already rationing fuel. Tolu is already eating scraps. She's already doing intermittent fasting, not because she wants to, but because of the obvious things, how she has spent her money. She has even tried budgeting, but every time she gets a raise or maybe a bonus, her lifestyle just adjusts and match up to the money that she's earning already. Her rent also just went up. She believes, oh, she should live in an environment that is, buzzing and all of that. And she always sends money home every month. And her car, it drains her savings. And she has no backup stream. It's just this $100,000 job that she has. And deep down, she knows that one unexpected bill could wreck her. For example, a health challenge, a medical challenge, or an incident, because there's no mention of Tolu having insurance here, can just lead to something terrible. But Tolu also has dreams. She says, oh, I want to travel. I want to start an online business. I want to maybe start investing in real estate. But her reality is always stuck on repeat. She's always intending to, I will, I should, I could, I want to, I can, I have. So many things. It's just always on repeat. So every month, it looks like her life is on a treadmill where she runs on the treadmill, working all through the month. She earns the money, and then when the money comes in, she just spends. So she's just surviving. She's on survival mode. And she tells herself, okay, next month I'll figure it out. Oh no, maybe next quarter. Oh no, maybe next year. But it has been 3 years now, and Tolu is still living in fear, anxiety. She's anxious because she just wants stream away from anything that could possibly go wrong. And I know that some of us here, we know a Tolu, or maybe we are even Tolu in another dimension.
Mm.
So this story is just to set it's to set the cause or the foundation for this conversation, to say that whether you're a Tolu, whether you know a Tolu, this conversation is to liberate you and to set you free from being on a treadmill or the treadmill of life. So I'm going to ask OC.
Mhm.
Where do you think Tolu should start from? Because a lot of things are going on. I don't want to ask any specific question first. I just want to know what you think about Tolu. Speak broadly to Tolu, and then we now begin to drill down into the different things that you could have done differently and all.
All right, so thank you so much. By the way, for the purpose of having a context, I did not give this scenario. Stella brought up the scenario, but I love it. I love it because it describes what someone, it describes somebody's situation at this point in time. And so, in order for us to have a conversation that truly connects, we have to have a typology of who we are also talking to. Okay, so first is you need to decongest, unclutter or declutter. I mean, that's the real word, declutter. That's the first thing Tolu will need to do. Declutter, because you cannot enjoy or experience speed when you are carrying weights and you have drags and weights. Drags are the things that pull you back, weights are the things that sit on you. So drags are drawing you back, weights, impede your speed because it just sits on you. One is drawing you back, the other one is sitting on you. So if you are carrying either or you are carrying both, there's no way you can make progress in life. And it preoccupies, it drains your energy. Rather than fill you, it drains your energy, it drains your time, it obviously drains your money. So you realize that you're always from solving one problem to the other, you're never out of solving problems. And when you come back, after solving everybody's problem, you still realize there's still so much problem unresolved. And it's at such points you want to really declutter. It's usually a very difficult thing to do, especially when you have a lot of emotional connections with the people involved, especially if it has to do with health situation or marital situation, whether children are even involved. You know, if you have children in school, you can't just watch your children drop out from school, or you can't just watch a health case get deteriorates into what situation. So it usually can be very, very difficult. But if it has not gotten to that level, let me start from when it has not. If you are still single, you don't have too much of you. These are responsibilities, drags and weights you acquired by yourself. If it is the one you acquired by yourself, then it's usually easier, right? If you are the type who eat out all the time, you are, trying to be in the good books of people, you sign up for subscription that don't add to your life, you never even use, and all of those things, it's usually easier. But even that can be difficult because you want to keep up with the Joneses, and usually that's always the problem. So, but if it is a more delicate thing, and which is really what I want to talk about, call a meeting of all the people involved. Okay. And I'll tell a very practical story. By the time I was age 27, I was already a multi-millionaire. I've told the story time and time again. In fact, I wasn't 27 at the time. I was already 20. I was about 26. I usually mix it up. So by the time I was 26, I was already a multi-millionaire, as in for real, not be audio money, real, real kudi, because I was going to be 27 when I got married. All right. Yes, that month was when I got married. All right. So, and I was really doing well, and I was taking responsibility for a lot of people, paying rent, school fees, just, you know, being the so-called messiah in the lives of a lot of people. And what I didn't realize at the time was that everyone I helped went to announce to somebody that also needed help. They didn't announce to them by way of telling them to go and ask me for help, but they went to tell them that, man, that guy is generous, that guy is kind, or, I mean, I just thank God for this guy. If not for him and all of that. And then what they didn't realize they were doing then was they were expanding the weights and the drags and the weights in my life, because everybody always tend to come. And that still happens till date, but now I have structure to my life, but I'll come to that. So what happened then was, you know, um, after I've given everything I've got, I've shut down accounts, several accounts, savings accounts, different things, just because I wanted to help people. And I realized that I still did not solve all their problems. And even when I did, when I gave things that they asked for, one of the things that used to happen then was, for you to give me 1 million, it means you must have 10 million. People didn't realize that you gave them the 1 million because it was born out of compassion, generosity, a heart that really wants to help, not because you had so much saved up or so much left, right? But the mentality was, oh, and again, a lot of people who reached out also believe that they were the only ones who were reaching out. So if you gave them anything, if you give them something, if somebody requested 1 million and you give the person 200,000, the person believe that, for your level as a millionaire, why should you be giving me this and all of those things? So I realized that I was just playing catch up all the time and still did not resolve their problem until all of us became broke and nobody could help each other. And then it dawned on me that as of that moment, I still had people coming to me, even in my brokenness, so to speak, for lack of a better word. Apologies for that. People still came to me, asking me for something. So, and I realized that the people I needed to hold a meeting with were my immediate family members. I had to call a meeting and say, see, guys, you that I pay your so and so school fees, you that I do this for, you that I do this. Sorry, that will be on hold for now. I need to find myself. I need to recover before I can begin to do anything. So I need some space. And it's usually a very tough decision. But one reason why you must realize that it's an important decision and an important decision you need to take urgently is because whether or not you take it, you cannot donate blood except you have blood. So you can't really be of significant value and help to those you think you are helping if you have not found help yourself. So you need to find clarity, clarity of direction. You need to find, clarity of purpose. This is so important, and that was exactly what I did. And during that period, those who were benefiting from me before the crisis, began to suggest all sorts of things. As a way of their own solidarity, as their way of showing their own loyalty to you. Okay, why don't you consider this type of business? Why don't you consider this type of money making skill? Why don't you? When confused people are confusing and suggesting to a confused man, what happens? All of us end up being confused. So that's not a moment where you just take any option. And I'm grateful to God because at that point in my life, I withdrew from a lot of those recommendations. I already had a sense of purpose. It was the managing and the multiplication of managing of the resources that was the issue. How I was distributing it, that was the issue. And that's why I can relate also with the Tolu case, right? So, and so what I recommend is declutter, decongest the weights and the drags, and the weights. And you can do that for the very difficult ones. You call a meeting. Sorry, even if you are owing people, you say, sorry, I will not be able to continue paying this thing. Just give me some time. Ask for moratorium and all of that. You need to find yourself. A dead person can't pay bills, can't can't support anybody when you need support. Okay. That's the first thing you need to do. Once that is clear, once you find your path, then we can then begin to say, okay, this is how you now begin to, and then anything you inherited, maybe you inherited younger siblings because you didn't give out to them anyway. So if you inherited younger siblings, you call a meeting of those people, say, guys, I did not give back to you people. The people who gave back to us can't even help themselves, let alone help us. I think right now, all of us need to put on our thinking caps. All of us need to, um, one of the things I've come to realize, and I'm saying this from a place of compassion, from a place of respect and honor to people, from a place of humility. Some of the people you think you are even helping, you are enabling their irresponsibility, and that even includes some of your children. If you have an 18-year-old plus children in your house and you are still the one paying rent, running all the expenses, you are still the one, they can't wash clothes, they can't wash plates, you are still the one, you follow through on all the things that they need in their life, you are enabling their irresponsibility. They will cause you a greater heartache in the future if care is not taken. Are you listening to me? So when you think, I don't want my children to suffer what I've suffered, they will suffer it raised to power 100 if you don't introduce some elements of responsibility into the equation. I tell my children, my first daughter just clocked 15. The second one is 13. The last one is 8, will soon be 9. And so you can see how young they are. But right from the time they were young, I always tell them, your father is a rich man. God has blessed me by every standard in any part of any currency you want to describe. But I tell them, it is your right to have a roof over your head. It is your right to have food to eat. It's your right to have clothes on your back. It's your right to be comfortable. But it's a privilege to go on vacation. It's a privilege to have a bicycle, to have a phone, right? Part of the decision my wife and I took was that until the clock 15, we're not giving them a phone. So my first daughter's birthday, she got a phone and airtime and sorry, and a line and all of that, right? So she had to clock 15 to get it, right? It's a privilege and can be withdrawn if you don't behave, right? Um, right now, if there's anything I'm showing them is that, see, the highest level of income you would ever earn is the highest level of skill you've developed. So if you need to earn more money, then you need to acquire money making. You need to enhance your money making capabilities, which is really where we are. And she's a video editor. She does quite a lot of things on her own. She has a YouTube channel. We are Ourselves and our siblings are already discussing having a family lifestyle YouTube channel, and they want me to be at the center of that and all of that. And everybody will be contributing. Everybody's coming up with different ideas and all of those because of this understanding. Oh, we're not banking on, oh, daddy will give me, daddy will give me. Give me is not is not the philosophy. We're encouraging our family. They know the rights, they know the values, they know the vision, they know the privileges. And you need to qualify. You need to meet certain conditions. You need to do well in school to qualify for the privileges. So occasionally I take them out. Yesterday was a good time, nice time we had because it was our birthday. We don't really do party. We're not a party kind of family. And so, but that is part of the things you need to do. If there's any disruption in my cash flow, whatever it is I do right now, I'll call a meeting. And let me give you an example of some of the things. And I mean, I'm just being vulnerable here, and I hope it's okay. Hope it's okay to be vulnerable. Hope it's okay to be real. It's
Yes, sir.
important to establish here that we don't have to do what I'm talking about, right? Um, this is not a one size fits all approach, but you can receive wisdom for how you want to run your own life. How do you want to run your own home? You don't have to run it exactly the way I'm running it. I'm not patterning. I learn from other people, right? But I don't necessarily have to do it exactly the way they've done it or they are doing it. When we expanded our business to the US, and it became pertinent that I had to move them down to the US since we're just developing a new system and a new structure in the US. One of the things we decided was that, okay, so part of the challenge we had when it first came was it dawned on me that, okay, cost, of course, it wasn't that I didn't know it was more expensive, just that it became real to me. Living and working in America is not the same thing as visiting America. It's not the same thing. And we've been coming on vacation, we'll go do 3 weeks, 1 month, and go back to Nigeria. And that's been the life. There was nothing we were suffering, lacking in Nigeria. But when we make that move to the US a few years ago, then we went to a salon. My two girls wanted to do their hair, and they gave us the bill. It was $350 for the two of them. That was almost four, let's just say $350. So I did it. Of course, yeah, the way children think is the way their women also think. It's not my husband. You know, you just so. But I had to call a meeting. I'm saying this because out of so that nobody will be thinking I don't want somebody to feel like you feel anything you want to feel. Me, I know they feel anything because if I can't pay it, you will start the feeling will be real. So I'd rather tell you the truth before the situation gets worse. So I called them and said, see, when you were in Nigeria, the highest both of you paid for your hair, no matter the stylist, was not up to 50K for both of you. Was not up to 50K. And I was not even paying for it. It was even your mother that was paying for it. So let me do the numbers. Because I had the conversation first with my wife, and my wife said that um, that she cannot tell them that I should discuss with them. So I said, no problem. You greet every misbehavior, you greet it with training. All right. You greet it with training. And that's exactly what I did. And I told them, I said, see, number one, your dad is wealthy. That's not what is in question. It is managing resources. But this is how we're going to go about it. When you were in Nigeria, both of you were not spending up to 50,000. Let's just run the numbers. As of that time, everything came to about dollar was still at less than 700 naira at that time. So 700 multiplied by 350 was way over 200 and was way over 200,000 naira. So when I did that, ran that number with them, they exclaimed, it was like it came to them as root shock. It's like, you mean it? What? Don't forget, before we left Nigeria, they were all doing, uh, they were very, very handy, as in they could play their air themselves, they could do it for each other, right? Right from cradle, they've been plating the hair of their dolls, their baby dolls. So they already had it in them. It's just like their mom too. It's a talent, just ability is different from ability. So I said, we'll not deploy that talent is very useful now. You now need to use it for yourself so that we can save that money. Those were some of the adjustments that we had to make. But if I didn't call a meeting, right, They are not suffering. I ask them, do you lack anything? You are not lacking anything. You don't need to worry about anything. So, but this is what we must do. These are the adjustments we need to make. And that's what most time people find difficult. Sometimes you may need to withdraw some children from certain schools, right? Any school your children are, any house you live where you be worried, you have anxiety. It's not your house, it's not your house yet. It's not the school they should be attending. You already over you're already stretching yourself. Okay, so I think that's very important, and I think I've said too much already on that. But I feel I should just be vulnerable enough to share some of our own experiences as well.
So thank you, Osi, for that. I like how that was very extensive, and then you also use some relatable experiences, personal experiences to, explain this. And I really do hope that people got the points, because there were a lot of points. Without mentioning it, you spoke to black tax and how people should really be careful
Yeah.
about black tax. You also mentioned about, sort of some lifestyle adjustments that we make that we're not completely fashioned for. For example, people who have children, because your neighbor is sending somebody to their own kids to a certain school, and then you're sending your child. Maybe what you actually need to do is to augment the school that you can afford with a home tutor or
Mhm.
some other options. You want to try that. And then for the apartments as well, you want to live in a certain kind of estate where you can afford the rent, but then the service charge and all the other peripheral payments are draining you. I think it's very important that you make all of these adjustments so that all of those monies are already leakages.
Yeah.
So find a way that you can save those money. Because sometimes some people say, oh, but I can't save because of my bills. I can't invest. I can't do this. It's because you are living above your means. And that's where you really need to listen to our last class where we spoke about be having a structure. Because if you had structured your expenses, you will know what you can, accommodate per time. And if you had like a financial vision or a goal or a plan that you're working towards to at the end of every year, you know what is permissible and what is not permissible or lawful for you to embark on. Okay, so I think just for people who are saying, okay, so where do I start from? I like that you also mentioned the fact that you alluded to skills. Skills is very important. Structure is very important, and then the income stream too is very important. Some of the reason why some people can't have or don't have alternative income stream is because they don't even have skills, and then they have ideas but then they don't know how to structure the idea. So if they can get some skills right, whether digital skills, whatever kind of skills, they'll get some other things right. So what are some of the low-hanging fruits that a person can start? So now I want us to start talking about the income streams. A person who has one income stream like Tolu, what are some of those skills that he or she, in this case now, can start leveraging in order to diversify their income streams? I always like when I see you see sharing screen.
All right. So I mean, you asked that where will Tolu start from? I said he needs to declutter. Tolu needs to declutter. Tolu needs to, you know, declutter from weights, drags and weights and all of that. And you've summarized it so intelligently. Now, once Tolu is done with that, he needs a time, he or she needs a time out to reflect, gain clarity. Because when you are confused, when your mind is messed up, when you are trapped in the rat race, you really can't think clearly, right? Think if you let me be honest with you. I know this because I have relationship with quite a lot of people who are somewhat in that they've discovered and understood that is where they are and they really want to be out. But it's also difficult. It's like, if I lose, if I give up this now, when will this start to produce? And then it's also difficult. If I'm not your father, I'm not your mother, and I'm not the one that will take care of you, and I tell you resign, do I have alternative for you? So this is what I recommend. even if it is 24 hours, right? Even if it is 24 hours, you need to retreat. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but this is not the voice of a coach. This is the voice of a prophet. You need to retreat, right? Um, every major breakthrough I have personally experienced in my life has always been preceded by stepping out of activity. And then I'm able to view all that I've been doing from the perspective of an outsider. A lot of us are trapped because we are in the job. We are in those activities. And activity is a killer of sensitivity. So you need to step out of that activity and view that activity from the perspective of an outsider. Then you have a more realistic, more strategic interpretation of exactly what is going on. And at every point in time, because it just turns into a roller coaster. It becomes a pattern. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you return very late at night, worn out, tired. You can't even think clearly of anything else. You wake up the following morning, you go back again, the cycle continues. And then it continues year one, year two, year three. And then all you can account for is that you are able to pay your basic bills. At least you are able to send this, you are servicing some debts, you are able to, that's all you can account for. You recall when, um, for those of you who are Christians, you will remember this particular story of Jacob, how that for 20 years, Jacob, was laboring, working for Laban, and it was the same experience, the same story, the same exact same experience that Jacob had. Now imagine for somebody to, the first 7 years, he thought he was getting his heart trope, and then eventually turned out that it was somebody else they gave to him, even though that was another soap opera and was a complete lie. You can't sleep with somebody and say you didn't know that it was not the person you work for. You thought you could chop one and still get another. But that's a story for another day. But summary of the matter was that he worked for 14 years for wife, and he never stopped to think once for 14 years. Do you know what 14 years is? Even this morning, this morning, I went on my prayer walk, and as I was going, I said, yes, now my daughter is 15 years old. So I was already doing mathematics, right? I said, so when will my last born be 15? In 6 years' time. How old will I be? I was already calculating it. So you mean somebody did 14 years straight and did not stop to think? That's how much people can be trapped. Do you understand? Except you have somebody who will stop you, who will say, who will wake you up, who will grab you in the jugular. It's like, you know, uncle, think now, auntie, can't you see? Somebody who is out of your situation can see more clearly. That's why I'm saying retreat, right? I recommend 3 days, but if 3 days is too expensive for you, depending on where you are, just think, reflect. What do I need to stop doing? And these are the three things I always recommend. And I'm going to the income stream, but I think this is so important and this is so prophetic for someone on this call and who probably may be watching this later on. What must I stop doing? What must I stop? There's always something to stop doing. Number two, what must I start doing? Many of us have skills, some of us have opportunities, some of us have platforms, even products. But you are scared. If I drop this and go and do this, now it's already 14 years. Now, success and failure is equal distance. What it takes to succeed is what it takes to fail. And there are things you will never learn, I guarantee you on that one, until you step out. And you also never can tell how much you can achieve until you try. Okay? So when you go on that retreat, you just want to examine what are the things you need to stop doing. And then focus on just one thing. It may be just your finance that you want to change. This your financial situation. It's really what is bothering you. Take 1 day to 3 days off. What must I stop doing with regards to my finances? Right? What must I start doing? And what must I continue to do? Clearly, there are things that you are already doing that you may still need to continue to do. All right? You may need to restructure. your work arrangements. You may say you want to go on a sabbatical or you want to take a leave of absence. You are not necessarily resigning until you find bearing, right? For some people, it may be you need to resign because the energy you are devoting in that same line of work is sapping the energy you could have devoted in something that can even create a bigger and brighter future for you, right? But it is different strokes for different folks. I can't give you, it's not a one size fits all approach. And that's why I said retreat. Now, when that is established, the next important thing we need to examine is most times people, one of the reasons I think a lot of people have challenges in creating streams of income is largely because most people are really multi-talented. We have a lot of gifts, we have a lot of attributes. Some of us can do a lot of things, and we have plenty energy. So you are here or there. I remember one of my mentees, the guy has done a lot of businesses. One day I said, see, if you can channel all this energy that you have dissipated in many directions, if you can channel it to just one thing, just one thing, I said you will blow, you will expand, you will succeed. Today, the guy is taking over Port Harcourt now, right? And I'm really, really proud. Somebody one time told me, say, oh, you people should come. I said, we have something in Port Harcourt. I said, but we have businesses, we have projects in Port Harcourt, but there's no point coming to come and replicate something that somebody else is doing there. And it's my joy that, oh, this guy is now focused on this. It's a major force in Port Harcourt. Of course, I have several of them like that in Port Harcourt. But what's my point? Focus. Distraction is an attraction that draws your attention from your original intention. Find one thing that you'll be really good at. That's very important. Even in learning skills and developing skills, find one money-making capacity or skill that you will learn so well and that you'll be so good. Skill that you can truly monetize. Okay? Learn one. There will be many being thrown at you, but pick one. I know it's tough. I'm a very multi-talented person. I'm a creative person, and I'm also highly intellectual and cerebral at the same time. Sometimes I want to drift in the direction of creativity. Sometimes I want to drift in the direction of intellectual and all of that. And sometimes I feel like I can marry the two together. But what I've noticed consistently is this subject of focus. Listen, all of us are not equally gifted, though. Some of us, our intelligence is with our hands. Some of us, our intelligence is displayed in our hearts. You just have this native intelligence. You just know things, not because you read one book or you were taught. You just know things, but you are not working it. You are not utilizing it. Some of us, we have head intelligence. Our IQ is just hyper. So if you notice, and some of us combine the three, some of us combine two, and some of us have just one, you will not win in this life without operating in your own area of intelligence. In fact, when you are thinking of collaboration, think of it in light of what dimension of intelligence this person that you want to collaborate with is displaying. Is it head? Is it heart? Is it hand? If you have hand and you don't have intelligence in the other two, when you are collaborating, you look for people who have intelligence in that area, in those areas. This is so important. Now back to this issue of income stream. So I needed to talk about that in the light of multi-talented people. We are usually the most distracted set of people. And I'm using the word we because I also fell into that trap again and again. Every now and again, somebody will come with something and then I will want to drift. And I remind myself, oh, no, 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 that's not my area, right? That's not my area. This is my area, right? I can collaborate with you while you are playing your area, but that I will drift from my area never again. It took me more than 20 years before I arrived at this final conclusion. So I know how tough it is. Now, apart from being multi-talented, and the tension and the pressure to want to move in multiple directions, and the danger of dissipating your energy and resources, financial resources and time. The next important thing is that a lot of people also do not know the different types of income. So that when you are trying to even increase the income stream, you are not increasing income stream along the same income type that you are already in. So there are three income types. The first one, like I always share, is earned or active income. Earned or active income. This is what my mentor calls once and only. Okay? This is the income you earn when you work, when you exchange time and energy for money. So you go to work once, you get paid once, right? Contracts, and all of that. Anything that you are exchanging time and effort. Now that this income relies on you. Okay. If you are not there, it does not flow. That is why this is not a reliable and sustainable income. Because should anything tamper with you, this income stream stops flowing. And that's what Stella was saying. Whoever feeds you can starve you. Truth is that it is this type of income that they can starve you on. When they are the ones who pay you this income, you are not in control of this. Okay. Um, and as long as you are working there, that's when you continue to earn this money. Now, while there's nothing wrong with it, you want to use the income you make here to create another stream of income, or you want to use the time and effort, or a part of the time and effort you are using for this number one to create the next one. The next type of income is passive income. This is once and always. This is the income where you work once and then you continue to earn. You work once, you continue to earn. So you buy a property once, either alone or with others, and you continue to earn income. Right? You write a book once, you don't have to write it again, but you continue to earn from that same book. You create a product, a digital product. You set it up properly, and then it's selling. You start a business. I say to people, it all depends. A business can be a source of passive income for you, depending on how it is structured. I said to people time and time again, you can own a business and not run it. You can run the business and not own it. And you can own it and still run it. The question is, why did you start the business? Is it to keep, running it? Or do you want to just own it? You want to control it, but but you don't own it. Hope you know you can own something but not control it, but you can control it and not necessarily own it. Anyway, let me not complicate it for you. The first fundamental is you want to turn your active income or the energy and time you use in creating or earning income, the active income, you will use that energy and time to create another stream of income. So the time you use to write a book may take you 6 months, may take you 3 months, may take you 1 month, may take you a year. But every day you are adding one chapter to the book, one chapter to the, or you are working on the program, you create a course or you create a coaching program, or you create all those digital products. You can devote time, right? These are things that people are capable of doing, but they are not devoting the time. You are more committed to building other people's business than you are committed in building your own financial future. You are committed in counting other people's money than committed to counting and planning for your own income. So now, while I'm not against you being committed to other people's business, I'm saying not at your own expense. Okay, this is so important. And number three is portfolio income, portfolio, portfolio or investment income. Now, this is the type of income my mentor calls free flow. Here, money is just the one working for you. You send money on errand. Okay. And typically it goes into, paper assets, mutual funds, hedge funds, index funds, right? It could even be bonds, it could be commercial papers. Essentially, your money is just working for you. You don't have to do any work. And every year or every quarter or every 6 months, you get returns on investments. Okay. And that's a very powerful way also of creating wealth. Now, when you want to create multiple streams of income so that you are not just relying on your earn, the number one, what you now want to do is you start with one, right? Then in creating other sources of income, because you have limited time, what you should be creating should not be another one. What some people do is other ones. That's why they have 3 more jobs, 4 more jobs. They are still the one. For them to earn income, they have to create multiple streams. So this is multiple struggle. When you create other one, this is multiple. This is the picture of multiple struggle. This is what a lot of our brothers and sisters in diaspora, this is what a lot have done for themselves. Now it has placed a significant strain on their marriages, strain on their families. Many people don't know their husbands. Many people don't know their wives anymore. They don't know their children. Children don't know. So this is part of the reasons. And those who are not even married cannot settle down in marriage anymore because they are chasing after money to pay bills, right? By the time you clock out here, you clock in the next place. You are traveling another 1 hour to go and clock in another one. It's a lot of struggle. And sometimes if it's a remote job, if all the jobs are remote, then it means you clock out here, you clock in here. But really think about it. How many hours do you have per day? It's you. Okay. So, but the proper way, right, is if you have an active income, then you want to create two because you want to create another, you can create two, three, three, two. Are you following me? And on and on like that. Do we get it? This is how you create multiple streams of income. So so those of us who have jobs, this is how you think. If you are building a business and you are the business, you are the real engine generating the money. You are the ones that make things happen. You literally, essentially have created another job for yourself. But the only way you can establish freedom for yourself ultimately in the long term is to create multiple streams of income in this manner. And the only way you can create multiple streams is you are creating things that can run with or without you ultimately and then continue to generate cash flow. Does that make any sense?
Yes, sir.
So this is the real multiple streams of income. And these are the things that we typically cover during the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge. And the next edition will be coming up on Monday, the 28th of this month, all the way to 2nd of August. Um, um, Saturday, 2nd of August this month, next month. It's going to be an explosive one because there are things that I've shared before, but have deeper insights and deeper examples to share with you. And for those of you who you're just hearing us for the first time, this will be a good opportunity. Interesting thing is that my mentor, for the first time, I've never hosted him on Achieve Financial Freedom program ever before. I've hosted him on many other platforms, but this is the first time I'm hosting him. And my very revered mentor, Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, will be facilitating also along with me during this. It's actually a 6-day program. It's a 5-day program by design, but it's going to become a 6-day program because of this. So you really don't want to miss it. Now, I want to quickly make this offer. Stella, I hope you can permit me to quickly get into that.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I'll tell you the type of income, I'll get into the type of income I would recommend you should consider. shortly. But let me just say this quickly about this. Um, the the type of thing we do. So day one, we typically look into personal transformation. You are where you are because of who you are. Um, to achieve what you have never achieved before, you have to become who you have never been. So, because again, like I say all the time, you are the most important critical success factor. Okay. And this is the foundation and back end of wealth. Unfortunately, it is the part of, it is the part that most people often ignore. Okay. Uh, 80% of life success or failure is often determined here. And we deal on beliefs, mindset, thought patterns, your subconscious mind. We go into in-depth, we go into the stronghold of, um, why some people have been programmed for failure. Many of us don't realize this, but a lot of us have been programmed for failure. A lot of us have been programmed to think the way we think. You think you are the one taking decision. No, decision has been taken on your behalf because of the way and manner you and I have been programmed. So day one, we focus on personal transformation. Day two, we focus on personal preparation, right? It is the way you lay your bed that you lie on it. As somebody following me, if you won't be broke tomorrow, then it is today you would know. If you don't set agenda for the money you make, like we discussed earlier, other people will set agenda for you. And no matter what you give to anybody, I can tell you from experience. Listen, people know that my weakest spot is I'm generous to a fault, right? I can give everything I have left. So I've built structure around me that see, it can't happen again. Even with my compassion, it can't happen. I have to go through a lot of protocol. So, and that protocol is more stressful than what you are even asking me for. So I'll just tell you it's not possible. So, so personal preparation, and we show you the various systems and structures you can put in place. I often share there that if anything that lacks structure has no future and is bound to rupture. And we'll give you exactly the template that I use that you can also deploy. And day three, we focus on income generation. This is one of my biggest passion now. And the reason this is so important to me is because you really can't manage and multiply money that you have not yet made. And so if you are not making money at all, there are three possibilities. One, you start begging for money, right? When you run out of people to beg from, you start borrowing money. When you run out of people to borrow from, then you start cutting corners and, playing games and scamming people and defrauding people. And eventually what happens? You end up in jail. None of these three is honorable, but the third one, like I said, will land you in jail. And so we dwell extensively. I go into the nitty-gritty of relationships, right? Thank God for knowledge, thank God for information. But network is what ultimately determines your network. We look at the stakeholders analysis, the power, interest, greed. I share with you how you are just three people away from your next major breakthrough and how you can begin to build a relationship that really matter. The three concentric circles. I go in depth, on all of that. Um, um, you know, and then on day four, we focus on asset accumulation. Now you have learned how to make money. Uh, and I will come back to this income generation because it's very important to me, so important to me. Because sometimes when people say, oh, I want to just have real estate, I want to own real estate that will be giving me cash flow. How much are you putting in the real estate that will be giving you cash flow? Is it all this kobo kind of income? You need some good money to really be able to generate revenue. I was still counseling someone today. I said, if you have what do you call it now? If you have 10 houses and each of those houses gives you like 10 million, $10,000 every year, right? If it is Nigeria, that's 100 million. If it is America, that's 120, that's $100,000. Is that correct? I said, whether you work or not, 100,000 is coming for you. I said, how many people do you think, even with their labor, earn up to 100,000, 100 million a year? How many? He said, very few. I said, that's exactly what I'm saying. So the goal of accumulating assets is so that you can build up something that can work, can produce income, whether or not you work, whether you deploy energy or you don't deploy energy. The thing is just generating and it's increasing in value over time. I said, that is what we focus on day four. And that's really what I'm sharing with you right now. I love it the way someone puts it. He said, if you don't find a way to make money while asleep, you will work till you die. A lot of times people think that, oh, I will still be here to continue to labor the way I'm laboring. Listen, may we not experience health failure, may we not experience major setbacks, maybe accident or whatever, and you don't have anything that perpetuates cash flow, whether or not you work. That's when you know the importance of asset accumulation. Okay, this is so important. And of course, the five will focus on asset optimization and retention. It's not enough for you to have accumulated enough, but it's now important to optimize it so I can produce more and then also be able to retain it. There are people who accumulate and then they sell it off eventually. And then they look at the property and say, hey, I should never have sold it, right? So the fact is that the thing was giving them problem at a point in time. They just didn't know how best to optimize it. And I have people around me that I coach, guide on in this regard. You have built up assets, one form or the other, right? There are strategies, there are ways to optimize it and make it better, right? Instead of selling it off, right? Sometimes people sell it to eat, to feed, to buy liabilities. And that's a big mistake. Sometimes people sell it out of frustration that the thing is not performing, it's not giving them the kind of return they expected, and all of those. And that's why they sell it off sometimes. And while it is legitimate, selling it off should be to acquire another asset that will do better or perform better. That's a better approach. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm talking about. And then, of course, this is how this program has been structured. It's going to blow your mind, right? And it comes with money back guarantee. Now, the program is $299. The first 50 people to register will pay $99. Last week, Saturday, I made this singular announcement, right? And it was so shocking that, a few people took advantage of it. Now, I want to give you a very powerful and very important offer. And I don't want you to ignore this. And I talk. So the first 50 people to pay $99 are the ones who will get this $99, even though it's $299. After that, everybody pays $299. But I have something I want to announce to you. I was discussing with our head of marketing communications during the week, and I said, just crossed my mind now that maybe we can do this. So, you know, Stella, you don't put the six there. Asset protection, trust, and wills. Anyways, um, so I said I announced something last week about this income generation, and I'm going to get into that shortly. And I said, I'm thinking of it too, that anybody who registers for that registers for that, because the goal now is how can we get members of this community to begin to build up skills that really put good money in their pockets, right? How can you acquire digital skills, digital marketing skills, um, and AI automation skills that continue to put money in your pocket, and that you can also, what you have acquired, you can give it, you can sell it, and then you continue to make money on autopilot. Like I often say, a lot of people have their expenses on autopilot and they have multiple streams of expenses, but not many people have their income on autopilot. This program, I also enrolled for it a while back, and it has shaped my life significantly. Significant. It has been a tremendous blessing. In fact, I wish I found it early, right? It is so powerful that is I pay for it once. Like I buy books, I go for all sorts of courses, I go for all sorts of programs. I pay for it once. Of course, there's the other one that is also um, monthly subscription. But the other one, which is slightly pricier than the other one, I pay for it once, but I have access to everything. I can use it to build any skill, digital skills. My team, some of my team members are here. Sometimes when I'm saying do this, do that, it's like, where did this guy get this from? I'm not just hiring people to come and do the job. I'm also learning it, right? And that's part of the things that this is going to do for you. So I introduced to you what I call DBA and DBC. Some of you probably heard me talk about it last week. I'm going to just talk briefly on it again now. Stella, please, I hope you don't mind. Let me just quickly share this. Um, so, I mean, this is it's called Digital Boss Academy. Some of you perhaps already have subscribed. I know a couple of us here subscribed to it last week, and I'm sure that if you already gain access into the community, you have access to literally everything, right? If you are looking to build your own personal brand, if you're looking to build your digital marketing skills, anything that helps you to make money and increases your visibility. Those are skills that you need to acquire these days. Let me be honest with you, whatever business, whatever it is you do today, you need to combine media and tech together. And that's what this platform provides. So once you pay for this particular program, you get it full time. It's yours for life, right? And you have access to everything. So storytelling playbook, crash courses, online store, deep affiliate, digital bots, digital marketing skills, building your personal brand, visual attraction, funding. How do create funding, and all of that. A whole lot of resources, and it's forever increasing. Even how to do real estate. Now there's a PLR vault, there's a private label vault, which means everything in this program, you can repackage it 100% for yourself with your name, change a few things and put your name on it and sell it for 100% of the profit. Now, everything you can learn. Now, listen to me carefully. This is what I always recommend. For those of you who are already signed up, I'm saying this specifically for you. Please pick just one skill per time. Master it. Don't pick everything, otherwise you'll be overwhelmed. Are you following what I'm talking about? And you'll be amazed. Listen, the guys that put this together is a collaboration of all the experts. These guys are doing tons of millions of dollars in turnover. The size of the digital economy as of 2025 is over 300 billion US dollars. It's projected to hit $500 billion by 2027. And by playing in this space, you have the opportunity to just, take um, um, you have opportunity to take a portion, a bite of that economy. And the beautiful thing about this is this. Please take note of what I'm about to say. You don't have to do this, so please. This is not, I mean, there are people who sign up for this program. Their goal is not to sell to anybody. They just want to learn skills. That was what I went for. But when I see that something is benefiting to me, right, I'm drawing a lot of value. I'm not learning from theoreticians. I'm learning from people who are really doing it. It may take some time to begin to build your own digital products and all of those things. But if you are going to create digital products and all of those things, it may take you some more time. Why not leverage what has already been created and give it to other people? Does that make any sense? This DBA, for example, anybody who subscribe for it through me, right? I get 85% profit. That's ridiculous. And I'm not going to be responsible for fulfillment. I'm not, there are staff, back end staff, and everything that does all the job. Okay, this is the community. It's a massive community, about 34,000 900 people on that community, right? And there's so much that's being provided every now and again. People join this program in just in 2 months. They're already doing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue on a monthly basis. So now I'm sharing this with you. Many of you know that I'm a real estate and business coach. The major reason why I came on this platform was mainly because I wanted to learn digital skills that can help aid my business. One of the biggest decisions I took personally several years ago was to migrate most of our operations online. And it has helped to even, it has helped our businesses in a massive way, right? We even have some of our team members who work remotely, and it's not in any way affecting our performance and productivity. In fact, it has increased it even higher, right? I'm currently in America as I speak to you right now. I shuttle between Nigeria and America, but whether I'm in Nigeria or in America, it doesn't change our effectiveness. That was why I came on this platform. But when I realized that the platform itself has been turned into like a master resale right. Can you hear me? It has been turned into its master resale right. So I mean, I can practically, right? After paying for it, like I buy a book and I sell the book, I can sell the book and get 85% of the profit. That's the way they design the program. Do you know what that means? I don't need to do anything. Can you still hear me?
To attend the Financial Freedom Challenge, particularly this one that Dr. Lumide would be, attending. Please let's try to attend. I see that the number has gone up now, 40 people. Please, if you did not earlier share where you're joining us from, we really want to know where you're joining us from. This is very important. If you're joining from Lagos, please put Lagos, 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 Lagos. If you're joining from outside of Nigeria, please just put the country. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Please let's all keep it coming. It's a very important data. We just want to see where the bulk of our audience is also, so that when we're communicating, we're able to, share relatable stories. And because of the global audience, that's why I had to change the currency that I was using for the illustration. Instead of using Naira, I try to use USD, which everyone can relate with. And also for the sake of people who would be catching a replay afterwards, that's why we're asking for this information. So thank you very much. It's not like we're, using it for anything unruly. Yeah. We respect data protection, whether globally or locally. Thank you so much. For those who just joined us, you have missed a lot, but the good thing is you can always catch the replay on Oladipupo Clement's YouTube channel. We started with a very powerful quote that says that whoever feeds you can starve you. And so it's important that you create or structure your life in a way that you have options, where you are in control of the options. Another thing that OC said that I would like to piggyback on was when OC said, sometimes you think you are the one making a decision, but you're really not making the decision. It is your finances and the income stream that subconsciously makes that decision for you, because there's some things you'd have loved to do, but you know that your job would not allow you do it. The income stream will not allow you embark on that kind of decision. So you just say, oh, I don't think it's right for me. I don't think I really want it. You really want it, but you are not the one in charge. Your subconsciousness is being controlled by income streams. And honestly, to be more liberating when you know that you're in charge of your options, right? So I think OC is back. OC, can you see and hear us?
Loud and clear. Apologies. I had a little power disruption that affects the Wi-Fi connection. So I had to look for more. It was just a slight power disruption. Anyways, so I get everything you shared, and I don't want to repeat anything you have said again, just to continue from where I stopped. So I was talking about income stream, and the reason why I'm recommending this, listen to me. If you forget anything I've said on this platform today, please write this down. The internet is now the new money printing machine. The internet is now the new money printing machine. And if you are acquiring any skill at all, you want to acquire skills that can help you to begin to print money on the internet. There are all sorts. You want to set up, let me share this very quickly. Uh, Let me share the screen once more. So, so I told you about the Digital Boss Academy. That one is just a one-time program. Then you have the Digital Boss Code. This one is everything AI automations. Everything AI automation. You see, all the guys that are on this platform, this is what they do full time. Many of these guys earn millions monthly, as in monthly. The guys that put the program together. So it was just a collaboration, and they created a community around it. Now, subscribing to this is a monthly subscription of I think it's $44 I pay every month for this. Um, and by getting other people to also subscribe to this program, right? They also have access to the same content. Listen. And then by subscribing to this program, you get 50% on this particular one. On the other one I talked to you about, now this is not a network marketing, it's basically an affiliate program, right? And on this Digital Boss Academy, this one is a one-off. You pay once and you get everything. Now, the program itself comes with a lot of weekly, periodic mentorship. You can ask questions. You can get all sorts of support in the community. You can see this is the community tab, and you can drop comments here. You can write something. These are all the members in the group, all sorts. This is the calendar of programs every single month. So there's really nothing you need that you won't get here as far as digital marketing and branding skills. You want to create content, you want to know how to curate content, you want to know how to set it up and everything. Everything is available here, right? I think last week I mentioned it, that YouTube, the first half of the year paid over $4.9 billion, right, to content creators on YouTube channel, on YouTube rather. And the interesting thing, there are people who are on YouTube who don't create any content. They just repurpose other people's content and they share in that economy also. Every ad that shows up on those YouTube channel while people are consuming those content, right? All those ads, YouTube gets 45% of that revenue. 55% goes to the content creator. Now, it takes a lot of effort to edit videos and package all of those things. But even if you have not started creating content for yourself, you can start selling what other people have already created, like this DBA. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So when you are giving a bundle of value in that manner to a lot of people, then it's going to give you tremendous amount of revenue. So I just need to share this very quickly. If you it's something you are interested in, you're not no obligation at all. Most of you know that this my real business is real estate, right? So you can click on this link. If you click on this link, you will see you'll be able to, it's in the chat box. Um, you'll be able to see, I want to just show my screen very quickly. I'll show my screen so that you see exactly what you will see. So when you click the link, this is what you're going to see. Now, for Digital Boss Academy, which is a one-off program, there are 3 volumes there. There's the volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. When you buy volume 1, it's very suitable for beginners. The only issue is that when you are going to sell it, you are only going to be able to sell volume 1. You can't sell anything above that. Do you get the point I'm making? You can only sell what you're subscribed to. And it is the cheapest offer that is available there. It's 111, sorry, $11 for this program. Once you pay once, that's all. And these are the things that comes with it. If you click the link, you see everything I'm showing you. Now, if you click volume 2, you can buy volume 2. Volume 2 is $222. When you buy volume 2, you get volume 1 as well, right? And it provides you literally everything in volume 1 and then everything in volume 2. If you go for volume 3, which is really what I went for, um, you get everything in volume 2, everything in volume 1, and then, of course, everything in volume 3. And that in itself, this one is $444. Now, you pay for this once, and you don't have to pay again. There were those of us who took advantage of the independence offer last week, and you know the value and the benefit that came to you for. I mean, the rate it came for you. I'm not going to talk much about that, but in all sincerity, um, I wish I knew this thing much earlier, but it's never too late, right? And some of the things I've learned on this platform and that's put me on a separate pedestal. I hope you know you can create faceless channels, YouTube channel. Hope you know that there are things that people need to labor for years that is already packaged in here. Do it for you. Everything has been done for you, basically, what you are going to be selling. Now, when you do volume three, which is what I highly recommend, you don't have to do volume three, you can do volume one or volume two, but I highly recommend volume three. And the reason is because the prices are going to go up. If you buy volume one or volume two, and then later you want to now buy volume three, you want to scale up, it means you will still have to pay this amount for volume three. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Which ultimately will increase your costs. That's the reason why I recommend volume three so that you pay once and for all. And there's always, new updates on the platform, from time to time, you know, new update from time to time to help you, um, new courses, new programs that have been added, from time to time, both on the digital boss code and then of course even real estate is here. You want to do Airbnb, you want to see how to automate your Airbnb business, and all of those things. It's crazy. It's crazy, So Content Vault, there are things that are done for you that you can just copy and then you can create your own stand store, create your own seller platform or other e-commerce platforms where you can just sell the things with 100% profit. So very incredible program and I personally find very, very intriguing. The other thing I just need to mention here is if you're interested, take advantage of it. I wouldn't say more than that. But one thing is clear. This does not impede on your activities. You can be anywhere in the world and be making your your income, very easily wherever you are. Okay. And that's pretty much one of the advantages. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's
Yes.
pretty much all I want to say. I've said too much on that. And I said that because if you need to improve your income, consider internet. And there's nothing you cannot learn. Consider digital skills. Um, it will literally jumpstart your income at a new level altogether. So even if you don't have any digital product of your own, this is the reason why this is exciting to me, because even if I'm on the path to creating digital products for myself, which I already have anyways, right? Um, if I did not have any, this is already an alternative, right? It's called digital arbitrage. You're essentially connecting other people to doing it. And then I'll be having a session later on. I will call for it just to explain what I am doing to help those who have already subscribed. So if you subscribe, I'm also going to give you some mentorship on exactly how you can begin to scale it, how you can begin to build a community around it. And then, I mean, this is what we call digital assets. You buy something once, you continue to earn from it for life. I mean, what can be more exciting? Do you understand? Now, you may not have money to buy a house. You may not have money to buy high ticket properties, but you can buy this one and then build something sustainable, build something, then extract money from that and then buy high ticket properties. Does that make any sense? Right? So that's pretty much the idea for me. So this is the goal for me. Let me share my vision. This is really what I'm really passionate about. It's exciting to me. This is what I really want people to do. I want people to experience mental shifts. Number one, I want them to make a lot of money and acquire or accumulate a lot of assets, income, income producing assets. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is really my main agenda. If I can get you to start thinking differently and we can install the faulty thinking patterns that may have held us back, and I can get you to start increasing your income more regularly and scale it. And one thing that I love about um, the digital economy is the fact that it is scalable, very scalable, very, very scalable. You don't need more people to scale it. As in, you don't need to hire more people to scale it. There are other businesses to scale it, you need to increase the number of people. This one does not require the same thing, right? And And then I want to get you to accumulate a lot of income producing assets. Once I can get you here, you have achieved financial freedom. That's my objective. And that's really the reason I'm talking about this. So this is my offer for you. For everybody who is listening to me right now, if you register for the volume 3 of the DBA, you will get to attend Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge for free. That is my own gift to you. All right. So you can decide that, well, I want to go for Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge, which is fine. Right. But if you buy that one, the product is already yours. It's yours for life. It's not like you're doing me any favor. You buy it or not buy it. There are people who bought it last week, right? They didn't get this offer last week. Do you understand what I'm talking about? But it was just within the week that we had that conversation in the meeting, and I said, okay, I think I'm going to do that. I need you to acquire things that can continue to bring in money for you, right? That can perpetuate cash flow for you, right? That is really, really my desire. Okay. If you listen to my video, there's a recent video I did, how we expanded what I wish I knew before we expanded our business to America. You need to go and watch that video. One of the things I learned is that we should have started with things like this. We should have built a community, manufactured demand before we expanded our business. It was one of this is why I wish I knew this program. Okay. And for those of you who may be thinking of doing that, this is going to be a very powerful stepping stone into making that happen. All right. Stella, over to you. Sorry that I spoke too much.
All right, thank you very much. See, I trust that everyone has, learned something. They're definitely not going home the same way they came. But there's one question, if if that's the only question we're going to take tonight. It's from Chris. It says, OC, I really want to learn about your system for giving and charity. It might be a lifesaver. I can't stop giving, but wisdom has to lead. So if you're happy to reveal your framework, thank you.
Who is trying to share screen? Okay, so Mr. Chris, um, every time I give, there's a budget for giving. Inside my budget, so this is the way I describe it. A part of what you earn. Let me illustrate it better. Um, I don't know who is trying to share.
Please, can you stop sharing your screen so that OC can illustrate? Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. A part of what you earn is yours to give. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. And a part of what you earn is yours to eat. So, Mr. Chris, you see this two is seed. This one is bread. Hmm? This one is spiritual. You budget it. This one is physical or natural, as the case may be. That's what we call savings and investments. This is your savings. This is your investments. So I was speaking to someone today, and I said to him, he was talking about some of this, family lineage, family causes, and all of those things. So he was discussing a lot of things. And I said to him, I said, see, the powers that sponsor poverty and hardship in your lineage, they are not smiling. They are they make sacrifices. The power that will bring you out also need to be making sacrifices. So every altar needs sacrifice. So whether it's going to liberate you or it's going to put you in bondage, it requires sacrifice. So the question is, if you want to come out of this, then you need to power it. That's where the spiritual sacrifice comes in. That's where that one comes in. So you have to have a budget for it. That's why people like us, we don't give and think we are doing anybody, you're doing God a favor. We don't do that, right? So whether it's your tithes, your offerings, giving to the poor, giving to the less privileged, you need a budget for it. Once that budget is exhausted, anybody that shows up, they wait till next month. That is how it works. Mr. Chris, I don't know if that helps. Now, you also need to survive, right? Now, before I talk about survival, so the physical dimension, save and invest. Now, every money you earn, this is the first two things you must sort out is your giving, your the one you have to give and the one you have to keep. You must sort them out. Treat it as an expense, okay? And then you now live on the rest. Are you following what I'm talking about? That's the structure I operate with. The reason why the bread is so important is because you need to be alive to enjoy the fruit of your investments and the harvest of your seeds and sowing and giving. Do you get? So that's why you need to also eat your bread. You give yourself a treat, give your family a treat, take care of yourself, right? If you work hard like some of us do, it's not bad to take yourself out just to be fine, right? Some of us, I used to feel guilty. Um, I used to feel guilty for taking care of myself. I mean, who can relate with what I'm talking about? I used to feel guilty until I realized that it was a faulty wiring, right? You need to give yourself the permission to be rich. It's one of the things that is most liberating for me. Give yourself the permission to be rich. If you grew up in Africa, there's a way that people, blackmail you emotionally, make you feel like, oh, you're not doing enough for them. Listen. If you die today, life goes on. Oh. It goes on. In fact, it's 1 minute silence. That's if they even love you. 1 minute silence. I'm telling you the truth. So you want to really take good care of yourself, take care of your health, go for therapy, go for massage. I've not gone for one, by the way, I must confess. I've not gone for one. But I give myself a treat now, right? I can put my phone on airplane mode because I just want to have some sanity for a couple of hours and just be with myself. A lot of times we get too entangled with trying to help everybody. Listen, this life is, you have just one life. Oh, let's live it well. So the bread side of things is also to take care of yourself. All right. I hope I helped.
Thank you very much for that, sir. Yes, that's very helpful. Mr. Chris, kindly confirm that you have got it fine. Do we have any other questions? I can see Utsibe. If you're on the group, the link, hopefully the admin would be gracious enough to drop the links to the last two videos just so that you can access them. And if you're on any of the group, if you scroll, you'd actually see, but I also try and look for it and share with you as well. IE, it says, please, also the two books you talked about, when would they be available?
Which two books?
Exactly. I was about to ask you which two books. Could you maybe describe or make reference to when those books were mentioned?
So while
But
we're
if it's
waiting
any
to
of
get,
the
yeah,
library.
while we're waiting for clarification on that, let me announce here that we're going to be having our next webinar, Achieve Financial Freedom webinar, will not be next week Saturday, to be this Thursday, this coming Thursday. And guess who will be having the building? It will be Dr. Olumide Emmanuel himself. So you have opportunity to ask him any question. So I'm telling you up front. So it's going to be 9 p.m. on Thursday, Nigerian time, and going to be 4 p.m. EST for those of us who are in North America. So let's make it a date. We will give us all the notices. If you also want to subscribe for Achieve Financial Freedom, if you feel, oh, I'm not interested in the DBA and DBC, no problem. If you are interested in that, you can click on it and then you get all of that. Once you register and all of that, just communicate to 0708 7970441 or communicate to +1 470 708 4107. Okay, for information, if you need information on just to communicate to, I register for DBO and DBC. I need my access to AFFC. that is Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge. And you get that also for free. But if you say, oh, I'm not interested in DBC for now, I'll just register for, then you just want to take advantage of the offer of $99 for now. Um, once we have 50 people, you would have to pay. Once we have 50 people, registered, you have to pay the remaining balance to qualify for participation ultimately. And the payment details are here, has been shared. So whether you want to pay in dollars or you want to pay in naira, the account details are there. So please let's take full advantage of that.
Okay, so Ola is seeking a clarification. He said you mentioned two platforms. One is a one-time purchase, while the other one is monthly subscription. Can you state the two platforms again? I am mixing them up. You can actually check the link that was dropped. That way you
Yeah,
would be
let
able
me
to
let
clarify,
me
but also would also clarify.
yeah, let me just share. Let me just show the screen again. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
It's still coming up. Okay, yes.
Okay, I thought it wasn't coming up. Okay, so let me try it again. All right, so if you click the link that was dropped, um, volume 1 to volume 3 is DBA. That is Digital Boss Academy. When you buy volume 1, that's all you get. If you buy volume 2, you get volume 2 and volume 1. If you buy volume 3, you get volume 3, you get volume 2, you get volume 1. Everything, all encompassing. But the DBC, which is Digital Boss Code, that is the separate one. Now, this is the number one AI community. You want to learn everything about AI automations, right? Listen, let me say this to everybody listening to me right now. We are in the AI revolution era. There's the generative AI, which is what most people are familiar with. But we have moved to the agentic AI revolution, and where literally everything that is routinous in your organization, your business, can be automated using AI, including ad campaigns. In fact, see, because I'm in America, there are a lot of things that I've seen that I'm wondering, is Nigeria aware of these things? I think Nigeria is still behind. I'm telling you on many levels, right? So if you run a business or you're looking to start a business, digital skill is an important skill you want to add to your arsenal. I'm telling you the truth. One of the beautiful things I love about this is the fact that you can actually use it to train your team. So even if you don't have the skill, you can employ people and then say, oh yeah, show them, oh yeah, begin to teach them, as in give them access to the platform to get them trained so that they can serve your business even better. So the digital boss code is the automation, is the AI automation program, right? So everything AI, that's where you learn it. But everything digital marketing, branding, real estate, crypto, stock trading, everything digital, creating digital products, creating your own books, ebooks, or whatever. Everything is there. Everything, copywriting, all manner of skills, content creation skills, everything is on DBA. But that one is one time. So the volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 is a one-time payment. So if you buy volume 3, you have everything. You have the other two volumes. And then the digital boss code is the one that is subscription basis every month, $44 every month. So just click the link, and then I recommend volume 3 for the DBA, which is the Digital Boss Academy. And of course, I recommend that you subscribe for Digital Boss Code, which is a monthly subscription. $44 is nothing compared to the value you are going to derive from it. So that's pretty much what it is. I don't know if it's clear to you, Mr. Ola. Yes, Dr. Williams, I really want to hear your voice.
Oh, Dr. Williams, are you trying to speak? Okay, let me try and unmute you.
Or is it not Dr. Williams? I thought I saw Coco. Okay, maybe I think it's Coco that says he or she has question. So the question is, does who paid the 99.99? Do we have some steps to take? I don't understand the question. You may need to unmute and we'll be glad to take your question, please.
So I think Coco paid the $99 already, but then you also mentioned that anyone who takes the offer of the $444 for DB
DBA.
yes, DBA Volume 3, that then they don't have to pay. So I think it's just trying to clarify what happens if they have already paid
Okay.
for.
He said he
Yes.
has already gotten his answer already. So what I said, I
And
just
she said she has answer already.
yes. So what I said, I just want to repeat it for clarity. Um, the what's it called now? You need to buy DB and DBC to get the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge. This next cohort, you need to get it for free. But if you subscribe before, you already got discount on even the DBA and DBC earlier on, and it's highly beneficial for those of you who already took advantage of it. I think I saw about 4 or 5 of us who took advantage of it, and that's incredible. The beautiful thing is that the price is going up on all of these programs, right? The prices will keep going up. The actual price for DBC is $98 every month, and there's already a deliberation on that, even in the community. So if you buy at 44, that's what you'll continue to pay forever. Do you understand? If you discontinue it and then you want to join again, you will now pay the new price. And guess what? If you have brought in anybody, whoever you have brought in before, you lose all the income. So really, it doesn't make sense to subscribe, bring people, and then you discontinue, right? There's no basis for you to discontinue. So that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. I think we have done a good job tonight.
Dr. Winnie,
Yeah, Dr. Williams. Yes, let's unmute
she,
him. Dr. Williams, you can unmute, you can speak. Yes,
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
loud and clear.
yes.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm just excited to be joining you today. Um, I have learned a lot and I really can't stop learning. So that's why I keep coming to join you. Um, I don't have any specific question to ask. I'm just calling to appreciate what you gave us today.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so Stella, let's wrap up. We've already overstayed our time.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining and for staying through up until this time. Definitely know that you are intentional about your finances. And, this is like a reset, like a mental shift for you to rethink how money flows into your household or into your pockets. Um, one stream of income in itself should not be the final destination. It should just be a start that will feed into the other streams. So if you are in this situation, it's not bad, but you have to do better. You have to do better by finding ways to diversify. And OC has already shared opportunities with us that we can take advantage of. And he also shared the 3 types of income, the active one, the free flow one, and then the passive one as well. So please take advantage of it. There's no excuse of saying, oh, I don't have any skill. That cannot work again in this time and age. You need to close that skills gap and then catch up on the replay on structure so that you close the structure gap and then you also resolve the stream gap based on what we have heard today. So I just want to send home with an assignment, something to just think about. Think about it. If you feel like you're comfortable with one stream of income today, imagine how your life will be with 2 streams of income, with 3 streams of income. You feel much more better. You feel much more relaxed. You can do a whole lot good. You will be productive. You will be thinking well, like the ideas will be flowing because you're not working from anxiety. You're working from a place of financial peace. So just think about it. If you think, oh, I'm comfortable, I'm doing well with just one stream, imagine what a second stream or a third stream will do for you. And if you're thinking about it, you can also ask yourself, why are you afraid? What can go wrong? Why are you afraid of exploring a new stream of income? This is even the best time for you to experiment, see what works, fail fast, fail forward, keep experimenting, and then ask yourself, what stream do I want to explore? If you are not sure, you can start with DBA, DBC, and then you can take it on from there. Please structure your life to be a life of options, because whoever feeds you can starve you. Thank you so much for coming to class today. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday, 9 p.m. with our mentor, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Please come early and bring your friends and family. Like, invite everybody. The flyer will be shared on the group. Please make sure you can take a screenshot and set your calendars already. It's not Saturday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Can you see it? Discover the wealth principle that could cost you everything if you ignore it. That code, we'll be sharing that with you. So if you're excited, I'm equally excited. Save the date, save the date. See you on Thursday, July 17, 2025. If you need any help with anything, the number has been shared in the comment section. Please, you can just send a message. We will be happy to address all of your needs. Thank you for joining us, and bye for now.